The sales and marketing decisions in MikesBikes Advanced will enable you to control retail price, production volume, safety stock, advertising, and public relations for each individual bike. You will also be setting a company-wide branding decision and distribution strategy, the latter involving retail margin and extra retail support for the two distribution channels. This video will provide you with an example set of decisions for the sales and marketing area of MikesBikes Advanced and demonstrate the process of how we came to these decisions. This is not a model answer, but rather an example of what sales and marketing decisions could support the overall strategy we have set for this firm. To achieve this, you need to produce a range of products with a well-targeted marketing campaign to enable a slight premium price, and rather than focusing on sales volume, focus on efficiency to increase profitability and therefore shareholder value. Your overall strategy and function decisions are likely to be different depending on your vision, the opportunities in your market, and your competitors' decisions. Let's start by taking a look at the market summary report. You will recall that in MikesBikes, all firms have equal starting positions. Each firm will start with a single adventurer bike with identical, mediocre decisions and performance. To improve the performance of your product, you must identify consumer preferences in the adventurer market. So let us navigate to the Market Segment Scenario Information Report. If we take a look at the Product Dimension Sensitivity section, under the Adventurer heading, we see that consumers have a medium sensitivity to price. So there is an opportunity to increase the price of the RC Rockhopper without losing customers to our competitor. Combined with our effective marketing strategy, we believe we can charge a retail price of $1,900. Remember that pricing must always remain competitive, so relatively small changes in price are recommended, and the price must be assessed annually. We will come back to our production and safety stock decisions later. The next decisions to demonstrate are advertising, public relations, and branding. There are three different media channels: TV, internet, and magazines. The decisions in these areas will give each individual product an awareness and PR index. The market summary report shows these for each of our products in comparison to our competitors, which at present is equal, but we anticipate our competitor will be increasing investment in this area, so we will preempt this and do the same. The question is by how much and how the marketing budget will be allocated. If we refer back to the Market Segment Scenario Information Report again, the product dimension sensitivities show us that the adventurer customers have a medium sensitivity to both advertising and PR. So we should remain competitive in these areas, but it's not a priority in the adventurer segment. If we navigate to the product's sales margin production report, we see that last year we spent $1.3 million on advertising and PR. We also spent $100,000 on branding, so our previous total marketing expenditure was $1.4 million. We forecast an increase in wholesale revenue of about $4 million based on our price increase and an anticipated total sales unit next year of 19,000. We want 20% of this additional revenue to remain as profit, so we will allocate $3.2 million towards advertising, PR, and branding expenditure. We now need information on how to effectively allocate this marketing budget across the three media channels. Back to the Market Segment Scenario Information Report, the Media Channels section show us how effective each type of channel is in reaching customers. Based on those percentages, the biggest share of our budget will go towards magazines, then TV, and lastly Internet. An important graph to be aware of during the simulation are the awareness reach curves. The curves have slightly different shapes depicting the relative difficulty of reaching potential consumers through the three media channels. Notice that it takes a relatively small amount of expenditure to increase awareness via internet, although this plateaus early on. Meanwhile, TV and magazines require a larger budget allocation to make a real difference, but this is a relatively flat return at all spending levels. So what level does this mean for us? For an effective return, we need to allocate a significantly greater portion of the budget to TV and magazines. Finally, back on our decision screen, we will increase advertising TV spend to $600,000, internet to $200,000, and magazines to $700,000. We know that consumers are equally sensitive to public relations expenditure, so we will replicate these decisions in the PR decision screens. This takes us up to $3 million of our $3.2 million worth of marketing budget. Investing in promoting your firm's brand will add to the awareness of all your products. So branding is valuable as it complements individual product advertising. Your branding decision should be based on market segment preferences related to advertising. We know that consumers in the adventurer market have only a medium sensitivity to advertising, so for this reason, we have only allocated an increase of $200,000 to branding, which is the balance of our marketing budget. Now that we have determined our price and marketing strategy for the year ahead, we can then make our sales forecast. We can see from the product's sales margin production report that last year we sold just under 16,000 units and there were no lost sales due to a lack of stock. So based on our increased marketing budget and effective allocation of this budget, we estimate an increase in unit sales up to 19,000 in total. We can see from the products report that we currently have 555 units of stock on hand, so we will subtract this from our sales forecast to give a planned production of 18,445 units. Please note that your factory also has the ability to adjust actual production by plus or minus 20% based on actual sales orders during the year. The final figure in this decision screen is the number of weeks of finished products we want to keep on hand. Safety stock enables your factory to be more responsive to orders, so stock can be supplied immediately rather than stores waiting for new stock to be produced. From the segment information report, we know that the adventurer segment has a low sensitivity to delivery times, so if we reduce the number of weeks stock on hand from 4 to 2, we will save on storage costs. Company-wide distribution decisions are made within the distribution screen available through the distribution and branding menu. In the single player, there are two possible retail channels which your bikes are sold through: bike shops and department stores. These stores receive a percentage retail margin of each bike they sell. They can also receive additional support if you wish to provide them with cash to promote your bike in store. So although they take a cut of our total revenue, as a manufacturing business, we need to keep retailers happy so that they continue to promote our products. If you are able to increase consumer demand through effective marketing decisions and achieve high sales volumes, then you may be able to get away with reducing the percentage return to retailers. However, if consumer demand is not great and their return dwindles, they may decide to push a competitor's product over ours, or worse, stop selling our bikes altogether. In each of the market segments, consumers have different preferences for the types of shops they like to buy bikes from. From the Market Segment Scenario Information Report, we see that adventurer consumers prefer to shop more at bike shops, which means it is important to encourage these stores to stock our products. We anticipate increased consumer demand for our product will increase sales units, and combined with a significant increase in retail price, we will be in a position to decrease our retail margins and extra support to both channels. However, we will retain a greater return to bike shops. So in the first year, we will be decreasing our bike stores' retail margin to 45%, leaving support at $100,000, and decreasing our discount stores' retail margins to 40% with no extra support.